Frank Luntz is a focus group moderator, a pollster, professor, and communications strategist who's worked for a number of Republican candidates in a lot of the previous elections. He joins us now. Frank, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, it's an interesting time. I'm trying to find ways and vehicles to communicate to people that we've heard it so many times before that this is the most important election in modern times. And yet, I think this actually is. I think this is the biggest debate that we've had since 1960, when JFK went after Richard Nixon and beat him and won the White House as a result. That our single worst debate in American history was between Joe Biden and Donald Trump 4 years ago. And I am rather nervous about where we are as a country, where our democracy sits, and where we're headed.
And you raised this issue with ABC News. I want to play part of an interview you did over the weekend, and you raised this specific concern and this debate in particular. Here you are speaking over the weekend. Listen to this.
A lot of people are going to watch. A lot of people have made up their minds about the two candidates, but haven't made up their minds whether or not our democracy still works. If we have another reaction like that first 2020 debate, where the two candidates just go at each other, at some point our system breaks.
So explain the link here between the interaction between Donald Trump and Joe Biden on the debate stage and this threat which is being posed to American democracy.
Well, I'm hoping that they read the full story. I wrote about this in today's New York Times. You can get it online. And I'm hoping that people read the entire story, because every debate has a tough moment. Every debate has a candidate with a gaffe or somebody else with a really sharp retort. This time, however, we have two candidates who did not respect each other, did not respect the office of the presidency. Joe Biden famously said to Donald Trump, "Would you shut up?" Donald Trump famously interrupted Joe Biden every moment of that first presidential debate in 2020. And Americans looked at this and said, what the hell is wrong with our democracy? Well, it's been 4 years since then. We're much more divided, much more polarized, and it's toxic. You see this in the behavior of young people in classrooms across the country. You see the reaction to it on college campuses. There's a coarseness to America that reflects what's happening in politics. And I'm just nervous that a really bad, ugly, vicious debate is almost like the icing on the cake, the proof that our country really has lost its democratic spirit, its respect, its civility, its decency, and its dignity. And I do think that this matters.
Well, the debate on Thursday will be different from previous ones. Both candidates have agreed to no studio audience, muted microphones except for the candidate who is allowed to be speaking, no props or pre-written notes on stage. That's pretty standard. And the moderators, quote, will use all tools at their disposal to enforce timing and to ensure a civilized discussion. Now, to your point, a civilized political discussion in this country doesn't seem possible between opposing sides right now. Is there any political incentive here for either candidate to actually be civil? You know, the MAGA base especially. They love that stuff that comes out of Trump. They love it when he owns the libs, so to speak.
You're right, but that takes you up to 46, maybe 47% of the vote. And we have a third candidate, Robert Kennedy Jr., that's been attracting 6, 8, 10%. You have to do better that for Donald Trump to actually beat Joe Biden. And by the way, the national polling really doesn't matter. What matters is what's happening in 3 key states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. But that being said, the only way that you're going to win in this election is to win your base and then win those few others that can't decide.
Well, the latest Fox News poll isn't exactly great news for Donald Trump. Biden now in the lead nationally, and you know, national polls are a total separate thing in and of themselves. But this Fox poll did record a 7-point swing towards Biden, and bringing this reaction from Donald Trump. He posted on Truth Social, "Fox News polls are always the worst for me. They have been from the beginning, and they always will be." So as a pollster, is that true? Are Fox News polls always bad for Donald Trump? And given that other polls are showing Biden now has a similar narrow lead, is this Fox poll an outliner, or is Biden really in front?
The fact is, when you're found guilty of 34 felonies, unanimously, everyone in that jury said guilty, and every one of those counts It's going to have an impact. Not necessarily a lasting impact, not necessarily a huge impact, but we shouldn't be surprised that the numbers got more narrow or that Joe Biden potentially has taken a lead. Donald Trump has 268 votes, electoral votes right now, if you take the states where he's winning by at least 4 points, but you need 270. So he has to win one of Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. If he fails, then Joe Biden is the next president. And I think we're making too much of these movements when the election is 5 months away. There's so much that's going to happen between now and then. 2 debates, 2 conventions, and who knows what kind of legalities are going to become an issue. I would rather have voters focused on the policies than the politics.
Yeah, when it comes to national polls, we can ask Hillary Clinton how reliable they are at the end of the day. Frank Luntz, it's good to have you with us. Thank you, sir.
It's a privilege. Thanks for having me.
And you can watch the CNN